What if the moon disappeared tomorrow? For countless eons, the moon has been our unacknowledged partner. It moves our oceans, brightens our dark hours, and steadies the spin of the Earth. It's so familiar we hardly look up. But here's the thought experiment. You are outside on a still evening. The air, at once, feels different, colder, heavier. As you peer up into the air, you expect the calm silver light. But the sky is empty. No clouds, no eclipse, no moon. At first, folks are joking online. It may be playing hide and seek. NASA is messing with us. But the truth is confirmed with telescopes. The moon is simply gone. No blast, no debris, no warning. And, in that moment, one thing begins to shift deep within the Earth. A tenuous balance, sustained for eons, is instantly broken. The planet still spins, but it is not the same planet. The first time people notice are the people of the ocean. Fishermen, harbor workers, sailors, they are the first to feel it before scientists. For most of time, the ocean rises and falls twice a day, in at and out, a slow breath, doing so under the gravitational pull of the moon. But, as of now, the ocean is taking a moment of silence. The tides are still happening, but they are minuscule, only about 1/3 their normal size. Sure, the sun induces some tides, but it's the moon that is the true motor. In the initial few days, it is all fun for the humans at the calm beaches. No crazy waves, and they have to walk much easier along the shore. But soon after, nature begins to realize what man cannot observe. The sea begins to settle and does not even mix itself. The nutrients that fish provide and sea plants need start sinking to the bottom and does not return. The acrid breath of oxygen reduces. Fish start to die near the surface. Crabs and oysters stop producing. The putrid smell of death lingers through coastal towns. I can look at satellite images and see something strange. Long green stains spread across every ocean basin. The algae blooms reside in the still water. Within weeks, the ocean is felt like a giant pond, bloodless and sick. All of this for due to one shining rock disappearing. Most of the people think of the moon as just lighting the sky. But the moon does so much more. It keeps the Earth steady. The Earth does not spin in a straight axis. It lays on about 23.5 degrees. That axis is what gives us seasons. Summer is when our part of the planet leans toward the sun. Winter, when it leans away. But the tilt isn't locked in place. It wobbles like a spinning top, and the moon's gravity has always acted as a hand that steadies that top. Without it, Earth begins to wobble wildly. Scientists from NASA and the Paris Observatory have simulated this. They say without the moon, Earth's tilt could swing anywhere between 10 degrees and 45 degrees. One day, the North Pole could face the sun directly to melt every bit of ice. Thousands of years later, the tilt may reverse course, freezing half the planet anew. This is not instant destruction, but slow, invisible chaos. Rainfall patterns vary, storms move to different locations. Crops do not grow where they used to. The quiet reason Earth's climate has stayed calm enough for life to thrive is the moon. Without it, the calm starts to fade. 2 months later, the effects reach the news. In the United States alone, 40% of people live in coastal areas. Ports like New York, Houston, and Los Angeles start reporting problems. Ships that once sailed in at high tide now become stranded. Harbor depths fall as mud takes over. Engineers are in a race to dredge channels that keep reclosing. Tourist beaches become green and stinky. Fishing boats come back with empty nets. Across Louisiana and Florida, wetlands are starting to collapse. These wetlands relied on tides to bring in sediment every day. But now, they are sinking faster than they are capable of regenerating. Power plants using seawater for cooling are clogging with algae. Insurance companies panic. Governments argue about whether it's a national emergency. But no country can do anything about the tides. And we're realizing a hard and uncomfortable truth: moon was doing free labor on behalf of humanity all along. It has been the engine of our coasts. Without the moon, economies will start to drown slowly, one harbor at a time. Something strange also happens to our nights. The night sky goes darker than ever without the moon. Even with Times Square city lights, it still feels like something wasn't there. You look up, and you can see more stars than you've ever seen. Yet the world under them feels much colder, more lonely. Animals will feel it first. Sea turtles hatch on the beach. and no longer crawl the right way toward the ocean, but bots crawl toward the maddening glow of the hotel instead. The coral reefs that once spawned in conjunction with the full moon no longer spawn on schedule. The rhythm is gone. Owls and wolves lose their hunting pattern. Frogs stop croaking at the right hour. Even insects that time their flights with the moonlight get confused. The whole nocturnal world loses its timing. And humans? We are not spared either. Our sleep cycles were connected to the light of the moon more than we realized. Hospitals report growing insomnia and anxiety. Psychologists start calling it the lunar void effect. We used to think of the moon as romantic. Now we know it was biological. It didn't just shine, it kept time for life itself. It doesn't just move the oceans or light the sky. It also affects time. Every century, due to the pull of the moon, Earth's rotation slows down by about 2 milliseconds. That means that our days are getting a bit longer all the time. Without the moon, that braking system is gone. The spin of Earth becomes a bit faster, almost imperceptibly at first, but over thousands of years, that difference adds up. A day would slowly shrink. The clocks would no longer match the rhythm of the planet. It's a small change, but it changes everything. The wind alters direction because the atmosphere spins differently. The currents of the oceans twist into new patterns. Volcanoes behave slightly differently as well, because the pressure inside the planet redistributes. In other words, the Earth starts to feel like a new planet with an old name. The moon was more than just a rock in the sky. It was a part of our planet's mechanics. And now we have the lost gear in the engine, so nothing runs very smoothly. In addition to that, another story is unfolding beneath the surface. Marine biologists are starting to call it the silence of the tides. Without the tides happening on a regular schedule, fish eggs don't float off into places of safety. A baby crab never gets to the right feeding grounds. Coral reefs, those massive, living cities, start dying off faster than we can count. Corals used to spawn together synchronously, especially after a full moon. Now, groups are being released in random patterns. Most will never meet a match. As the corals die off, thousands of species of fish lose their homes, and the entire base of the ocean food scale begins to collapse. By the 5th year, there is nearly a 30% drop in global seafood production. Entire fisheries shut down. Coastal villages are abandoned. This phenomenon is recognized as the lunar famine. It isn't that the moon stole our food. It was part of the system that produced it. And it's important to note that this isn't just animals, but also about the heartbeat of life itself. The moon's rhythm once beat in the tiniest cells, in the growth of plants, and in our own hormones. We didn't know we had lost that connection until we lost it. Now we are experiencing the slowest and most dangerous change of all, the tilt of the Earth. Over thousands of years, our planet began to oscillate more widely. Then for hundreds of years, the tilt will gradually grow stronger, making summers hot and winters cold. And then for hundreds of years, the tilt shrinks, flattening the seasons entirely. Rainforests dry, deserts flood, ice sheets melt and freeze again like the breaths of lungs. Every generation has faced a new Earth, one with no climate. Cities that took hundreds of years to build crumble in chaos over centuries. People migrate north or south, seeking climate security. Wars break out over farmland and water. Civilization adapts, but it never feels secure again. Without the moon, Earth is unpredictable, a restless planet floating under a still sky. And humans, as always, fight back. Scientists construct huge machines that are able to do what the moon used to. In some cities, giant tidal pumps move seawater in and out of bays to keep harbors alive. Others design bright artificial moon satellites reflecting sunlight to aid in the migration of animals. They even talk about the launching of a mirror satellite to pull water with its gravity slightly. But the cost is unimaginable. We are learning it's virtually impossible to replace something that nature perfected, and the moon did all that, balancing the tides, the light, and climate solely by its gravity. No energy, no pollution, no noise. Humans use billions of dollars and innumerable machines to copy it. And still, it's never the same. Some say, this becomes Earth's greatest lesson. We finally understand that much of what nature does quietly, while we take the credit for being clever. Hundreds of years have passed. The world keeps on turning. But to the children of this new age, the word moon means nothing. They grow up under endless stars and under skies of pure blackness. They never have seen a crescent over the sea, nor a full glow lighting the trees. In school, teachers show old films, and they are astronauts jumping in slow motion on a gray surface. Kids laugh and ask each other, "Is that real?" To them, the moon is something from myth, a beautiful place in a story from the old world. But somewhere there is the possibility that kids feel something is missing. When they are next to the ocean at night, they can picture something soft coming back. Even if they don't truly know why, it feels good. Deep down, they have an intuition of a part of humanity that has become forgotten. The moon is not simply a rock. The moon was part of who we all were. So let's think about what we learned. The Earth will still exist and is not going to be demolished because the moon is gone. It is not going to break, and it will keep spinning. However, it will lose its rhythm. The oceans will calm. The seasons will run wild. The nights will be quiet and dark. The oceans and the planets will not get back into their routines. Every life pattern will be out of tune, from the reefs to human sleep. The moon was never just a decoration in the sky. It was the Earth's quiet partner to a stable state, being tide, being time, being balance. It is Earth's homework. If the moon just ceased to exist tomorrow, the Earth would still turn. Simply what it would be losing is the harmony that makes all life possible. Next time you might see the moon, don't merely look at it. Think of all the work it's quietly doing, moving on oceans, guiding the season, keeping us all in time. Because the truth is simple, the moon is more than a light in the night. It binds the Earth and all of us together. So here's the question, one we can still possibly ask. What part of your world relies on the moon, unbeknownst to you? And if the moon were gone tomorrow, when would you notice?